What's going on, guys? It's Smudge here, and as you can see, we're not in a normal kind of, setting. We're actually within Premiere Pro because I spent ages making sure I had this really good video to go out. It was really compact and nice, and I'd really got all my thoughts out in a really well controlled way. And it was about League Play. It was about what needed to change in League Play, about why it was inherently broken, and I still believe it is in some aspects. But then Treyarch came along and they released a tweet as my video was uploading, so we're just going to take a look at that now. So they released this tweet that you can see on your screen now, and this was half of my video decimated in one fell swoop. But in all seriousness, we are going to go through these and we're going to discuss if it's enough, if they've gone far enough, if there's still things they need to take out, because League Play was in an awful state when it released, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, League Play is in a far better place for being in the game at all, let's be honest here. But let's just take a quick look at what they've taken out. All suppressors, they needed to go. It was kind of null and void, point. Task Force barrel, RPK barrel, Mil-Spec barrel, all fantastic. Tiger Team barrel, all those really high damage barrels that people were begging for them to get rid of, they're gone, that's good. Mounted flashlight, fantastic. Target designator, fantastic. Tiger Team spotlight, fantastic. You know, this is all the sort of stuff that I guess they were just waiting to press the button until people had a chance to play the game. I don't know why you wouldn't release them with the game when it got released yesterday. Was that too easy? Regardless, Armor's gone, War Machine's gone, the Jammer has gone, Molotov's gone, Gung-Ho and Ghost. Ghost is literally pointless as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't really need to be there. Gung-Ho is gonna stop people playing so aggro, I reckon. Molotovs and Jammers, I'm sick of losing half the minimap mid-game, and then Molotovs, I'm sick of getting just burnt alive, to be honest. I think it's in a far better competitive place now. I think they still need to address the wildcard issue around Lawbreaker and the fact that there's no way to enforce people not using the overkill side of it to, you know, run a sniper and an AK-74U in S&D. Some people are still complaining about the smokes and snipers. I don't think you're going to change that. There'll be too much uproar from their majority fan base for them to remove snipers. If you're going to have snipers, you need smokes in there. I do believe that smokes are going to have some adjustment to them, which will make everything far more balanced if they do it right, and so there really shouldn't be an ongoing issue. I can understand people saying they don't want them in there until that adjustment's been done, but it is what it is. It's just one of those things. You're just going to hope that when you hop into a hard point with 3 random players, they're not all running snipers like happened to me about an hour ago, and I had to just walk away for a bit, you know? Moving on. The big issue, and why I still think that League Play is inherently broken, is the ranking system. You actually see down here, J-God mention it a bit, but the main thing here is that it doesn't follow a ranking system. It's based on the Black Ops 4 one, which essentially means that the more you play, the higher your rank will be eventually. It's very loosely based on skill. And you'll see that because there's pro players, you know, putting in the bottom, like J-God says here, the ranking algorithm might need some tweaking if pro players are near the bottom with 10 KDs and solid win rates. And that words it perfectly. Pro players are getting put in the competitor bracket, which is the lowest 50% of players. You know, all of these players in theory should be in the highest bracket. Say they have a few good games, a few bad games, they should at least be in the bracket below, but they're not. The placement seems random, and aside from that, because that could very well just be an algorithm bug that they could quite easily fix, aside from that, how can you still only have a ranking system that ranks you against 49 other players? I don't want to see if I'm 1 out of 50. You want to see if you can make it 1 out of 50,000. That's the whole point. You want to see if you can be the best. That's why people play competitive ranked matches. And yes, you can have, moving up through divisions. Games like Overwatch do it fantastically. That's the sort of rank system that Call of Duty players have been crying out for. They want to have a reason to go and grind League Play, and at the moment there really is not one. And if we actually flip over to our good friend Varn, and have a look at some of his replies. Some of them are quite interesting because I'd never expect them to change this. It's written into their League Play system. But here he says, based on today's thread, it sounds like World War II has the fan favourite system, not Black Ops 2, which is probably a fair point. I'm not religious about any specific game system, grateful for all the inputs, could do without the name calling. This suggests that he's taking the feedback on board and that we could see some changes in the future. And maybe I'm being really, really hopeful. He also covers a bit about, you know, why am I smacking expert with competitor teammates? You know, why are people being placed in the bottom 50% division when like they're pros? Might be legit, might be a bug. So he does address some of those things. But this one is really interesting because I don't expect to see it soon. If it is going to happen, they're probably going to leave this up for a good couple of months, this sort of ranking system. But if they are genuinely listening, then this could be massive in terms of changing the way that League play is currently integrated into Cold War. And that would be fantastic. Like that, for the first time in quite some years, you'll find the developers actually listening to what the fans want. And that is where I'm going to leave it, on a note of cautious optimism. Yeah, I hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I really want League play to do well. I like Cold War as a competitive game. I think the maps lend themselves well if you look at them from a very linear point of view rather than a detailed point of view. From a casual League player, this is a good game to play. If you're playing competitively, you know, day in, day out, you might have different opinions, but from a casual League player's point of view, it's a very good game. I want it to stay like that, and so I want Treyarch to listen. I hope they do. Things are looking up. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.